One of the questions that I hear a lot in one form or another is, when should I go to cash? And so I want to answer that as best as I can for you. So the first answer, I'm going to answer it a couple different ways. So the first answer is, when should I go to cash? The answer is almost never, right? And I'll put actual numbers to that. The stock market goes up and is going up 78% of the time. That means it's in what I call green light mode. And so 78% of the time, the market's in green light mode, it's stable, it's trending higher. And so you want to be on that stable, uptrending asset, which is the stock market. So let's just take 78%, just round it to 80%. So 80% of the time, you want your money in the stock market, I believe, regardless of age, because stability is where safety is. Now, I know people have been taught other things, but actually the most or the safest place you can have your money is in the uptrending, stabilizing asset, which 80% of the time is stocks. Okay. Now, I understand why people go to cash. They go to cash because they're worried or they're scared because of something they read, maybe by someone they trust and like, or they just have a gut feeling, or they're a certain age, like, I just don't know what's going on, I'm just going to all cash. And the thing about going 100% to cash is, in one way, it feels like it's solving a problem. Like, okay, they can't take my money anymore. The problem is, like I just said, 80% of the time, you actually want to be in the stock market. So the question is, when should I go to cash? First answer is almost never. So here's a second answer. Just doing a little bit of math for easy number. Let's just say you have $1 million, and let's just say your annual expenses for easy math are $100,000. So a way you can think about this is, now you probably don't know this, but of all the major stock falls over the last 50 years, 50%, 50%, 58%. It may be different in your country or what index you're following, but let's just say it's 50% falls. One was in 74, one was in 2000, one was in 2008. There's smaller falls in there, right? There's a couple 35% falls. One was in 87 and one was just in 2020. So those are the next two big. So out of 50 years, that's what we have: 5. 3 are 50%, 2 are 35%. Okay, let's just take the 50%. Those falls took anywhere between 18 to 30 months to fall. 2 of them from peak to trough was 18 months, and the 2001 was 30 months. So the thing I think is, okay, let's say we go into the worst fall time-wise, which is a 30-month fall. Okay, we can just round it to 3 years. And then you could say, let's take the worst percentage fall, which I'm rounding is 60%. Okay, so if you are a person who's 50, 60, or 70, the first thing I would think is, let's make sure you have the entire peak to trough safe, right? So you could say, okay, things are feeling scary. I need 100,000 a year. Let's assume the peak to trough is the worst, which was 30 months, but let's round it up to 36 months ago. Okay, I need 3 years of 100,000. That's 300,000 out of $1 million portfolio. So in this way, you could say, look, I'm safe for 3 years. If we have the worst fall from a percentage wise, which is 60%, and the worst fall in time wise, which again, the worst one was 30 months, but let's round it to 36 months. You could say, okay, I'll get through the peak to trough, and then the other 70% will start growing again. Now, there are better ways, but what I want you to hear is, I'm making this a math equation, right? I'm not just emotionally saying, get out, we just got to get out. That is a very dangerous thing to do, because again, 80% of the time you want your money in the market, again, regardless of age. I know the big box advisor world has put you through this weird set of questions that scare the hell out of you, that talk about how, if you lost this much, what would it do? What those questions do is load up fear and scaredness and anxiety and angst and overwhelm, and it doesn't help. The proper question is, what is your annual expenses? Not lifestyle, expenses. Let's make sure we have your expenses covered for 3 years. Now, what would that look like? So continuing to answer the question, when should I go to cash? The second answer is, make it a mathematical answer. Like, okay, how much do I need a year in expenses, not lifestyle? Let's figure out what that is. And then if I get scared, let's have that money go to cash. Like, because that's kind of a stepping out process, right? So the first answer is almost never, because 80% of the time the market's in an uptrend. The second answer is answer that when should I go to cash with a mathematical, by really figuring out what your expenses are. And then I'll just throw a little third one in. If you want to go to cash, my suggestion is you step out of the market, right? You step out in chunks. So you step out, again, if you had $1 million portfolio, you step out in chunks, say 25% each time. And when you step out, as soon as you step out of the market with that 25%, so that's $1 million, and you take 250 out. Now you have 250 cash and you have 750 in the market. And let's, for easy math, just say that 750 is in the S&P 500. Well, now you have 250 cash, 750 stock. The next question, because really, guys, one of the keys to growing your money well and better is knowing the right questions. So once you take that first step out, the next immediate question is, does the market agree with me taking this money out? Right? Does it agree with me taking $250,000 out? And the way you learn if it agrees with you is to see if the price continues to fall after you take out your 250. Now, I will say to you, 90% of the time, it won't, right? Which I know I said 80 before, but now that you took the step out, right, I think what you're going to find most of the time is the market goes, no, you don't need to take another 250% out. So that would be the third answer. Hope this helps, guys. Let me know if this is as clear as it can be to you. Leave comments. I read all my comments, or you can just email me at rc@fearlesswealth.com. Okay, thanks, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.